to infinity and beyond.
All right. Hello, guys. Today we're going to be doing a company profile, and our design is going to be a minimalist design. Okay, now before we move further, let me explain what minimalism is. Minimalism is the extreme simplification of form and color in design. The extreme simplification of form and color. Okay, press Ctrl N. Your new document comes up. Now we're going to go to our presets, go to print, and let's choose A3 and make it landscape. Then make your resolution 300 pixel, color mode CMYK. Then you create. All right. So once you've done this, the next thing for us to do now is to put our offsets. But first of all, unlock and blind the layer. Okay, let's create our background first. Let's create our background first. So we'll create our background. Okay. Now, once we've done this, here, let's first of all, after this creating of the background, let's create. I'm going to manually do this. Put our offsets because this is like a bookwork. All right. So we need offset and the proper spine. Okay, this is it, and this. Okay, put this one in the middle, snap it here, then put the spine. Okay, I think we've done this. I think this is okay. All right, so this is it. Now we've gotten the offset and spine. Now we're going to create, change our background to white, change it to white. All right, the next thing we're going to do is to get a rounded rectangle. Okay, rounded rectangle. Now this rounded rectangle we're going to create. Now, but the rounded edges are not as rounded as I want it, so I have to cancel, then come to this place. Increase the radius. Let me increase the radius to something like 650. Okay. All right. Then I create again. I think this is more like what I want. This is more like what I want. Then I change the color to gray. I change it to gray. Okay. I think this shade of gray is okay. Now I'm going to press Ctrl T to scale it up a bit. All right, to scale it up a bit. Okay, I think this point is okay for me. Then I say okay. Now I'm going to let me shift this in. Let me shift it in so that it starts from the edge here. All right. So once I've gotten this, I think let's press Ctrl T, take this up a bit. Take this up a bit. Good. All right. Now the next thing for us to do is to press Ctrl J. Now when we press Ctrl J, we have duplicated this shape. We're going to change the one under to yellow. We're going to change the one under to yellow. All right. Once we change it to yellow, we say okay. Then the one on top, we click it, press Ctrl T, and hold down Shift and Alt and scale it down. Okay. Now, when we scale it down, we've gotten this place and the up and down to be even. We don't have the same space. We have top and bottom at this point. So we're going to drag this up. All right. So we drag it up. You can zoom in. All right, I think this is okay. We drag it up a bit. This is okay. Once we get this, say okay. And the next thing for us to do is to maybe create something like, now if you are creating things like this, something like a company profile, you should be free to play with shapes and anything that comes into your mind. Do not restrict your mind. Do not restrict your creativity. Just anything that comes into your mind, just try it out. If you make mistake, you you correct your mistakes, and you forge ahead. At the end of the day, you create a great design. All right, let's create an ellipse. Let's create an ellipse. Now, one thing I promise is that, though I did not say it at the beginning of this class, but at the end of the day, we're going to create a mock-up with this company profile. All right, so we'll take this up a bit and maybe possibly press Ctrl T and scale it up. Now, this is not bad. Take it up a bit. Now, we have this. The next thing for us to do is, let me duplicate this ellipse. I press Ctrl J. The one under, I change it to yellow. Then the one on top, I can change it to white. Right? Then press Ctrl T. Hold down Shift and Alt and scale it down. Okay. Now, this is okay. Then I can duplicate the one on top that is white. Press Ctrl J, duplicate it. Change the color to this gray. We're going to be clip masking an image into it, then scale it down a bit. All right, I think this is okay. All right, this is fine. Now, this is the front and the back of our company profile. The next thing for us to do is to, let me duplicate this and create something that will move from here to this point. But this shape, I want it to move from this point, then enter in between this gray and white. So I just hold down Alt and drag it to make a copy, then scale it down. Scale it down, then bring it to this point. Maybe increase it a bit. The next thing for us to do is to change the color. Check here and change the color to yellow. I think this is okay. Now, we're going to drag this layer, the layer of this shape, rounded rectangle here that is yellow, to be in between this gray and white. So this is the gray, this is the white. So I'm going to drag it to be in between them. So this is it now. We have it in between them. So bring it in a bit more. I think this is okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to still duplicate this and bring it towards this point. All right, so I drag this and bring it like this. All right, we're trying to create a structure here for the company profile. So once you have done this, you can actually import an image for this. Then I'm going to, this company profile is actually a company profile for a construction company, a civil construction company. So it's going to be good if we have something like a building in the background to reduce the opacity. Okay, we have the reflection. There's this kind of aesthetics it gives to the design. Since this is here, the next thing we're going to do is to bring the image that will clip mask into this shape. Let me go to the folder where I have the image, and this is it. So I'll be leaving all the images we're going to be using for this design in the description. I'm going to be dropping the link in the description. So I bring this image in. All right. So check. Then power clip it. Hold down Alt and clip in between this the image and the circle where it will be entering. You can hold down Alt and do it, or you can just right click on it and say create clipping mask. It goes inside it, and we can press Ctrl T to scale it up a bit. All right, this is it. Then the next thing for us to do is that let's create something like a shadow for the ellipse. All right, I double click on the ellipse for layer style to come up, then drop shadow, change the color to black, and the spread, bring it down to 0, then opacity, bring it down a bit, leave it in the, maybe somewhere here, then size, increase it a bit, increase the size a bit, and increase the opacity a bit. Okay, I think this is not bad. increase the size a bit. So this is it. So we'll say okay. Once I've gotten this, we'll say okay. Now I'm going to click on the background, go drag in the image we're going to fade into the background. All right, so it's going to be the image of a building. I think this is it. Drag it in. Okay, then scale it up. All right, so once you've gotten it to this point, check, then reduce your opacity. Reduce the opacity there. Reduce the opacity. I think this is okay. All right, now I don't actually have, this is not for any particular company, so I'm going to use anything to represent their logo. So I can go to my shape, go to custom shape, and look for something, anything that can represent their logo. Okay, I've done this, and let me create, holding down shift, depending on the Photoshop you are using. Okay, this is it. Now let me change this color to yellow. This is it. Zoom in, position it. Let me press Ctrl T. Distort it. This is actually not a good way to scale a logo, if it's actually a logo, because it will, okay, let's just leave it this way. Okay. All right, this is it. Now the next thing for us to do is to begin to write. Okay, so the imaginary name is Kong Sand Construction. Okay, all right, Kong Sand Construction. All right, we're going to change. Okay, let's drag it. The layer is down, so let's drag it up. Drag it up. Then change the color to white first of all. Zoom in. Then align it to the left. Then increase the leading space. All right, I think this is okay. Then make it bold. Make it bold. I think this is it. All right. Once you've made it bold, you can bring it towards this point and press Ctrl T. Scale it up. Scale it up. All right. Scale it up. Then what else? Okay, now we're going to change the color of this construction to yellow. Change the color of the construction to yellow. All right. Okay. All right, now most times when I want to create something like a stroke, I like using my rectangle. You can actually use your pen tool to create the stroke, but most times I use my rectangle to create the stroke. Okay, so let me create something like a stroke here and change the color to yellow. Now I have to get a line, a ruler, get ruler. Okay, so I zoom in to make sure everything is aligning. Okay, I think this is it. Take this up a bit. Pull down or duplicate this and write company profile. Profile. All right, press Ctrl T, scale it down, scale it down, scale it down, and let's scale it down. Then make it Roman. Okay, then press Ctrl T again, scale it up a bit. Okay, let's zoom out. So this is it. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write the name of the construction company here, and their logo should be here. So bring in the logo. If the logo is on yellow, it should actually turn to gray. Now, this supposes that the color of this construction company, their color scheme is gray and yellow. So I drag this up here. So one thing you have to do is to make one of the qualities of a good logo is flexibility. Okay, flexibility. So this logo is flexible, and companies like this should also have brand guideline. All right. So okay, let's position it. This is it for the back. Now the next thing for us to do is to get maybe one or two things, maybe information that should be behind it. Then let me go to the folder where we have it, company profile. Let me open this Word document. This is where we have more information. Okay, so the information we're going to be getting from this Word document is an information from the company profile I searched for online. All right. Okay, so this is it. Let's copy this. Copy and come and paste behind. Okay, let's copy it and come and paste it behind. So let me do something like okay, let me still use my rectangular tool to create something like a line here, and still make it yellow. Make it yellow. Okay, so here we're going to write contact us. Contact us. Okay, contact us. Then we input the information that we have copied, paste it here, Ctrl V. Okay, let me click this, go down, shift, click this, and take it up. So I can drag this in. Then scale it down a bit, Ctrl T, scale it down a bit. Scale it down a bit. Okay, let me get ruler, zoom in, align and position it here. Position this way, position this way. All right. Now contact us. Okay, so this information is here, and wow, we are done with our company profile. This is a very good, beautiful one. Okay, the next thing for us to do is to save this our design up and do the mockup. Okay, so we have to save this, but before we do that, I think there is an error here in profile, so we're going to correct the error in the spelling. So put I. Okay, so this is it, and all right, so we're going to save our file as JPEG. So press Ctrl Shift S. Okay, and save it as JPEG. So okay, once it saves, then we can close this. Once it has finished saving, we can close this, and go open our mockup file. Okay, this is the mockup. I got this mockup from FreePic. So I open this file. Good. Now this is where we're going to we click here. We click here. Say no. Now this is where we're going to bring in our front page. All right. I drag the design that has both the front and the back page. Drag it into this composition. Then check. Right click, rasterize it, and bring the ruler, snap it in the middle. Snap it in the middle. All right, then get your rectangular marquee tool and cut off the back, delete. Okay, press Ctrl D to deselect, then bring this to the middle. All right, then press Ctrl T to scale it up to fit to this page. All right. Once it fits, say OK. Check, then close. Say yes. And wow, we have our mockup. So this is it. This is it. All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I want to appreciate you. It's not easy. All right. So thank you very much. If this video was helpful, like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for more videos like this.